Welcome to our deep dive into the riveting and miraculous life of one of the Bible's most prominent figures, Elisha the Prophet. Today, we will unravel the extraordinary tales and profound teachings of a man who walked in the footsteps of the great Elijah, yet forged an unmistakable path of his own. Buckle up, because the journey we're about to embark on is filled with divine interventions, miraculous healings, and lessons that echo through the ages. To truly understand Elisha, we must first recognize the man he succeeded, Elisha, the fierce prophet of God. But who exactly was Elisha? The son of Shaphat, he hailed from the town of Abel-Meholah, located in Israel. Known for his humble beginnings as a farmer, Elisha was not destined for the grandeur he ultimately attained. With plows behind him and oxen at his feet, Elisha's life changed forever when the fiery prophet Elisha cast his mantle upon him, signifying a holy calling. This was no ordinary mantle. In biblical times, the act of the mantle being cast upon someone represented the transfer of prophetic authority. A mantle worn, not just in the literal sense, but in the depths of responsibility and divine obligation. By leaving his farm and following Elisha stepped into a new identity, overflowing with the promise of the God who chose him. Elisha's journey began not merely as a bystander to miraculous events, but as a key player in the unfolding narrative of divine intervention. After the ascension of Elijah, a moment both awe-inspiring and dreadful, Elisha grasped the mantle, not merely as a physical object, but as a symbol of God's enduring promise and power. One of the first miracles attributed to him was the opening of the Jordan River, an act that echoed the bold miracles of his mentor. By striking the water with Elijah's mantle, Elisha proclaimed to a watching world that he was not afraid to embrace his prophetic legacy. The river parted, revealing a passageway that symbolized Elisha's significant role in bridging the divine to the earthly realm. Imagine the astonishment of onlookers. Parched dust and unyielding water suddenly gave way to a pathway, reminding the faithful that God's power extends beyond the limitations of nature. From this moment, Elisha was not merely a follower. He was a prophet in his own right, drawing people into a deeper understanding of the world in which they lived, and God as ever-watchful presence. What follows next is an astonishing array of miracles that cement Elisha's legacy as a prophet of compassion and power. Among the most well-known is the miracle of the widow's oil. Picture this: a desperate widow, on the brink of losing everything, finds herself confronted by a crippling debt. In her moment of turmoil, she turns to Elisha, seeking freedom from the chains of financial despair. With wisdom and faith, he instructs her to gather as many empty jars as she can find. And, oh, the miracle that unfolds. As she fills each vessel with oil, the flow miraculously does not cease until there are no more jars left, even a sobering testament to the abundance of God's provision. This vivid scene serves not only as a miracle of provision, but also as a poignant reminder of hope in despair. Elisha met the widow where she was, both in her suffering and in her faith, projecting a divine solution for her seemingly insurmountable problem. But Elisha's miracles did not stop at financial aid. His healing touch extended to the very fabric of human illness. One of the most compelling stories is that of Naaman, a valiant Syrian commander, afflicted by leprosy, a disease that rendered him an outcast, both physically and socially. Upon hearing of Elisha's ability to heal, Naaman approached the prophet with grand expectations. However, instead of arriving adorned in opulence, Elisha merely sent a messenger with a simple directive: go, wash in the Jordan 7 times. Talk about a humbling instruction. At first, Naaman was indignant. Why would the renowned prophet not even greet him in person? Yet, after a moment of reflection and urging from his servants, Naaman surrendered his pride. He immersed himself in the waters of the Jordan, and lo and behold, the leprosy vanished. What a transformative journey, a powerful lesson of humility, faith, and the realization that sometimes God's greatest miracles come in the simplest of commands. Elisha's life was not solely defined by his miraculous acts, but also by the legacy of teachings he left behind, lessons steeped in faith, obedience, and the power of prayer. He served as a guiding light during turbulent times, influencing kings and commoners alike. Through his eyes, we learn the importance of faith that persists in the face of doubt and challenges. Elisha nurtured faith, guided nations, and brought about reform in a time marked by chaos. His prophetic teachings continue to resonate with audiences today, encouraging us not only to seek miracles, but to embody them through acts of compassion and service to others. Elisha's life is a masterclass in the art of faith, a reminder that each of us can be vessels of God's transformative power. From humble beginnings to miraculous deeds, Elisha's story invites us to be bold, to be believing, and to live in the profound truth that we serve a God of wonders. Thank you for joining us on this captivating journey through the life of Elisha as we reflect on his unwavering commitment and the miracles that flowed through him. Let us carry forward the lessons of courage and faith in our own lives. May we, too, seek to be instruments of change, embracing the challenges that come our way with the assurance that we are never alone. Just as Elisha inspired those around him, may we inspire others to trust in the divine possibilities that await when we step out in faith.